Ninjago Season 3 Rebooted is a rather controversial season. You either love it or you hate it, there's really no in between. One of the many reasons that people dislike this season is the love triangle between Cole, Nia and Jay. Many consider it to be unnecessary and pointless drama. Which it is, but let us continue with the video. Most people in the Ninjago fandom agree that this love triangle is absolutely terrible. Well, except, well, me. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but I kind of find the love triangle to be really funny, and I actually do like it. And in this video, I'll try and defend the love triangle to the best of my abilities. Now, I'm not going to sit there that this is like peak writing or anything, because it isn't, but I'll give you a new perspective on the love triangle, and I'll try and convince you that it's not as bad as people say. The love triangle begins with Nia walking onto this perfect match console, and while everyone is expecting Jay to pop up as her perfect match, it actually appears to be Cole, according to the machine. Over the course of the next episode, tension between Cole and Nia starts to build, while Jay is currently oblivious. In the third episode, Pixel blurts out the result of the perfect match console, which Jay overhears, and then he gets mad at Cole. And for the rest of the season and a little bit of Tournament of Elements, Cole and Jay fight for Nia. Now, the first point I want to bring up as to why people dislike this is that allegedly Nia is still with Jay while flirting with Cole. Throughout the entirety of Season 2, it is implied that Jay and Nia are together. They go on dates, they kiss, they are basically a couple in Season 2. Now, let me direct your attention to this line at the start of Episode 1 of Season 3.
Hi, Miss Nia. I saved you some pudding.
What did we talk about?
Oh, right. Boundaries.
Now, there are many ways to interpret this line. One interpretation could be that they are no longer together after Season 2. Maybe they broke up in between seasons and now they're setting some boundaries. Now, there are some counterpoints to this theory, specifically this line from this girl.
Of course it's gonna be Mr. J.
Now, there are two main interpretations of this line. Either A, of course it's going to be Mr. J because you're already together, or B, of course it's going to be Mr. J because I personally think he fits you. For my little theory to work, we're going to have to go with interpretation B, that it is only a personal opinion. But that is not the only counterpoint. We have this scene from Cole in episode 2.
Don't tell Jay.
Once again, there are two main interpretations from this line. It could be either don't tell Jay because you're together and I don't want him to be mad, or don't tell Jay because you used to be together and I don't want him to be mad. Once again, we're going to have to go for interpretation B for this theory to stand. And there's one last line that we have to talk about, which is in Tournament of Elements when Jay says this.
I used to think Ninja wouldn't steal your girlfriend!
Whatever.
For the final time, there are two main interpretations of this line. He is either referring to Nia as his girlfriend because they were a couple at the time, or he is referring to Nia as his girlfriend because he presumed that they would end up back together eventually. You know, it's just Jay being a little bit possessive, you know? It's nothing that contradicts anything that we haven't seen from him before. Now, if we take all of this and go with the theory that Jay and Nia are not together at the start of Rebooted, then all of a sudden the problem with Nia flirting with Cole while still being with Jay vanishes. Now, did the writers secretly imply that Jay and Nia were not together at the start of Rebooted? No, they probably meant that they were together, but let's revisit that first line. Now, Nia talking about boundaries with Jay still has some pretty interesting implications. Another interpretation of this line is that their relationship is not going so well. From what we know of Jay, Jay can be a little bit clingy, and Nia, who is someone who values her independence a lot, might not want to be with someone who is that clingy, which is why she had set some boundaries. But the fact that Jay has to be reminded about those boundaries says something. The fact that they've set boundaries is not the problem. The problem is that Jay has to be reminded about those boundaries, implying that he may not be the best boyfriend, resulting in Nia potentially looking for other options, maybe someone who isn't as clingy and maybe respects boundaries a little bit more, like Cole. Okay, enough about that line, let's talk about something else, the ages. The characters' ages has been ambiguous, but it is implied that they are around teenage level. Nia is around 14, 15-ish, Jay is maybe the same age, maybe a year older, maybe 15, 16, and Cole is probably in the same 15, 16 area. Now, even though we don't have a concrete age for any of them, we definitely know that they are teenagers. And what are teenagers? Stupid. As a teenager myself, I can vouch for this. If there's one thing that teenagers suck at, it is communication. Let's talk a little bit more about Nia and some more theories. I don't think Nia has been in a romantic relationship before Jay. In episode 8 of season 1, she seems genuinely shocked that someone would try to impress her.
No. I was trying to impress you. Look, before Sensei left, he said our heart was the key to unlocking our true potential.
Impress me?
This can imply that she doesn't have much experience with relationships. And then, once a machine designed to find the perfect match for someone says that she should be with Cole, she starts second-guessing being with Jay. This, combined with the lack of communication skills, because, they're teenagers, leads into the love triangle that we know. I think that's enough of Nia's side. Let's talk about Jay, because he does not handle this situation well at all. Even if Jay and Nia are together in Rebooted, the way Jay acts is just ridiculous. He just starts attacking Cole because a computer said that he would be a better match for Nia. Now remember, he doesn't know that Nia started flirting a little bit with Cole. What Nia did was bad if they were in a relationship. But what Jay did with just starting attacking Cole out of nowhere is insane. If Jay and Nia were together, then this would be a totally reasonable excuse for Nia to break up with Jay. The way Jay acts is ridiculous, but it also makes sense once we consider that, they're teenagers. They act irrationally sometimes. He hears that something might threaten the relationship he has with Nia, and he just cannot handle that. All of the problems that they have could have been solved if they just talked to each other, but as we went over, they're teenagers. Communication skills suck. So they just start fighting each other. There is only one character left in the love triangle that we have not talked about, and that is Cole, and his reasons might just be the best ones. And for any of this to work, you have to watch Rebooted with the idea that Cole is gay. The first moment where Nia starts flirting with him, he does not understand what is going on at all. He just hears that someone is appreciating what he does, and then he just, I'm gonna go along with it. This girl likes what I do, and that's so nice, that's super cool. We obviously have the line, don't tell Jay, but that could be implied like him, don't tell Jay that I'm so cool and stuff, Now you might think, well, why does Cole even fight for Nia then? And the answer is pretty simple. It's rage bait. It is pure rage bait. Remember, Jay is the one that starts fighting Cole, and at first, Cole is just defending himself, but as Jay keeps on attacking him, he starts, okay, you know what? If you're just going to keep fighting me, I'm gonna fight back. Not out of, love for Nia or anything, just out of spite. Cole is not just the master of the mountain, he's the master of rage bait. And then, once you take all of the elements that we've talked about in this video and put them together with the love triangle, all of a sudden, the love triangle becomes really funny. It really is just two teenagers having trash communication skills and a gay guy rage baiting. And then in future seasons they finally resolve this mess. Cole says, hey, I'm gonna stop rage baiting now, I'm sorry for everything. Jay apologizes and stuff for Cole for actually even fighting him to begin with. And then eventually Nia and Jay get the communication skills they need and they become a couple again. And everything is all great and this whole love triangle just ends up being a little funny moment in their history. So yeah, that's my defense of the love triangle. I find it to be a really funny little subplot of Rebooted. Was it necessary? No. Was it artificial drama? Yes. Was it funny? Also yes. And ultimately, if I'm entertained by stuff, then I don't really care how it happened. I find all of the Cole and Jay scenes really funny, and they do end up becoming best friends again, so it really doesn't matter in the end. Wait, if it doesn't matter, why did I even make a video about it?